Good morning. Today we'll discuss descriptive analytics in business analytics. In descriptive analytics, set of techniques which describe the past data to understand what is going on and what has happened. There, data is very important. We must know how to visualize the data, what are the different techniques of data. The first step in trying to interpret data is often to visualize the data in some way. So we can visualize the data as simple as creating a summary table for the data. It could require generating chart to help interpret, analyze and learn from the data. The data visualization is very helpful for identifying data errors and for reducing the size of your data set by highlighting important relationships and trends in the data. Data visualization is also important to conveying your analysis to others. The person analyzing data has to make the analysis simple for others to understand. Proper data visualization technique greatly improve the ability of the decision maker to interpret the analysis easily. Here, when we visualize the data must be visualized as simple as creating summary table. By that, we can easily interpret, we can do easy analysis as well as we can learn from the data. When we visualize the data errors can be identified and it can be reduced. So by visualizing the data only, we'll be able to convey your content to others. So the person analyzing the data has to make the analysis simple for others to understand. By that, the decision making can be done. The human mind can process visual images such as chart much faster than it can interpret rows of numbers. Human mind has certain limitations in its ability to interpret visual images and that some images are better at conveying information than others. Microsoft Excel is a suitable tool in business for basic data visualizations. Software tools such as Excel make it easy for anyone to create many standard examples of data. Here, if you look at any image, our human mind easily capture the image and easily understand the content. So for example, you can take a chart. So if you have any chart, easily you can understand what is the content of the chart, what it is trying to convey the message to ours. So that can be easily understood. But at the same time, for our human mind, there are some limitations. So beyond the limitation, it may not be able to go and convey the message. For that too, we are using some software tool like Microsoft Excel that will help us to understand the basic business data to visualize. And there are different effective design techniques. One of the most helpful ideas for creating effective tables and chart for data visualization is the idea of the data ink ratio, first described by Edward R. The data ink ratio in the sense how much ink we are going to use for data to visualize. So based on that, the data ink ratio will be defined. For example, data ink is the ink used in a table or chart that is necessary to convey the meaning of the data to the audience. At the same time, in some other table, we have used some design techniques that may not be able to convey any message. That will be called as non-data ink. Table and figure provide examples of table and chart with low data ink ratios used to display sales of this style of women's garment. The example is given here. You can see, so day wise sales is given. Okay. Here day, here also day. So till 20 days, the sales range is given over here. This day wise sales can be given in the form of a table. Here we are using for each and every data, the lines are used to map the data. So it is the example of low data ink ratio table. Why? Because the ink is used to present or to visualize the data is very low than comparing with these lines. So we have more lines. So because of that, it is called low data ink ratio. The same way, you can go for the other visualization. It's a chart. It is a low data ink ratio chart. Here also we have lines. Here we have lines and we have chart also. So this chart also will help you to understand what is happening, what is going on. See, for example, here if you take the table, the first day, what is the sales? The second day, what is the sales? The third day, what is the sales? The same way, in chart also, you can take in first day, what is the sales? The second day, what is the sales? And third day, what is the sales? So easily you can understand. By look at this type of visualization, easily our mind can capture the idea behind this and will convey to us. So here what is happening? We are using low data ink ratio. So why? Because that data we use the ink for other designs. So if you look at this table, here all the lines are removed, even though we are able to check this sales value for each and every data. So here also we removed all these lines, row wise lines, and here additionally we have given the label for x-axis as well as y-axis. So x-axis as well as y-axis. So by having this label, we'll be able to understand what is given in the x-axis, what is given in the y-axis. So if you look at the y-axis and x-axis value, so there is a unit. Okay. So the constant unit is used. By that, easily we can understand how much value for corresponding other values. So now you can take one type of visual data visualization technique. It's a table. The first decision in displaying data is whether a table or a chart will be more effective. In general, chart can often convey information faster and easier, but in some cases a table is more appropriate. Okay. So where we can use? So the reader needs to refer to a specific numerical value, you can go for tables. Or the reader needs to make precise comparison between different values and not just relative comparisons. So there also we can go for a table. The third one, the values being displayed have different units of very different magnitudes. So if you have like that, we can go for the technique a table. So here you can see the other table, the cost is given and revenue is given with respect to the month. So in the first month, what is the cost? The first month, what is the revenue? Okay. So these details can be given in the form of table. There we are using more ink for the data than the lines. So here we are reduced to the complications. One thing. The same thing can be represented in another way like a chart. So in the first month, if you take the first month, what is the value over here? Here it is almost near to 50,000. Same way you can see the second month, what is the value of cost? Here the cost is, it's a dark line. The revenue is the dotted lines. So these are the way to visualize the data. So if you visualize the data like this, it will be easily you can understand what is happening, what is going on. So the next one, both thing is given in a single table. So table also given as well as the chart also given. Both will be given in a single slide. Here, the table displaying head count, cost and revenue. One more parameter we included over here is head count. Okay. Head count is in numerical values. Okay. And month also in numerical values. But in case of cost and revenue, it is given in dollars. So we have different data in different magnitudes. So it can be represented this way. We can do changes in the other example. See note, you can read this note. Now suppose that you wish to display the data or revenue, cost and head count for each month. The cost and revenue are measured in dollars, but head count is measured in number of employees. Although all these values can be displayed on a line chart using multiple vertical axes, this is generally not recommended. So why? Because we have different magnitudes. So when you have different magnitudes in a single table, it is, if you are not able to visualize properly, it is very difficult to do analysis. Then because the value have widely different magnitude, okay, cost, revenue are in the tens, thousands, whereas headcount is approximately 10 each month. So it will be difficult to interpret the changes on a single chart. So therefore, the table 3.4 is not recommended. I will go for the 3.7. So we have different designs. First you can take design A. Design A, they have used more ink for the lines. And design B, they have reduced the ink for the lines. So slightly we reduce the ink as well as it is a low data ink. And third one, here the lines were removed. The lines were removed. So again we reduced ink for the designing. We have given importance to data. And again here we have different changes and different designs. See for example, here the cost is given the total under month categories, but here it is removed from the month categories. It is given as a different categories. So cost total is given, revenue total is given. The same way, profit also it is based on these two. So profit is given separately. The total also given over here. This is another comparison. And another one is the cross tabulations. It is a useful type of table for describing data for two variables is a cross tabulation, which provide a tabular summary of the data for two variables. So here we are going to take a restaurant applications. So there we have different restaurant we taken. All the restaurant can be reviewed. So here you can see there are different number of different restaurants taken. So almost we have taken 300 restaurants, but here we have listed only few restaurants, only 10 restaurants only taken. We may not be able to give all the restaurant details ratings in a single table itself. If we give, the analysis will be little difficult. So we are going for another thing. Here the quality rating is given like good, very good, excellent. These are all the three categories we have given on these tables. Okay, and according to the the range, the meals price. According to the meals price, it is given in dollars. Meals price, they given some ranges. Okay, so according to the range, the rating will be given. So by giving this kind of visualization, we'll be able to give a visualization for all 300 restaurants. This is the cross tabulation. So if you have any queries with these presentations, okay, you can put it in the comment box. So all of you please subscribe, and you can see your presentation in the live chat. Thank you.